related to CV, resume, or job application, don't hesitate in asking. So welcome you back to another class of communicative English. And in today's class, we are going to continue the chapter based on interview skills, wherein we are going to discuss about sample cover letter. Now, if you remember, we discussed about different types of letter, which was related to chapter number 1, wherein we have discussed about the formal letter, the alignment should be left, where we discussed that these days, instead of writing pen and paper letter, people are sending it as email. But in fact, when we talk about email or letters, they both should be in formal way. The language that we use should be in formal way. The different types of letters that were discussed were inquiry letter, placing an order letter, sales letter, complaint letter, which includes both handling the complaint and resolving the complaint. Then comes the acknowledgement letter, recommendation letter, and then we also discussed about job application, right? So if you remember, followed were the job application, offer letter, termination or resignation letter. So here is the example of of application letter. If you can remember, day before yesterday when I was discussing about the job application, there is another name for job application which is called as cover letter. Please remember, in case if in examination somebody asks you write short notes on cover letter, don't get confused. They are asking you about job application. Similarly, when somebody asks, do you know what is job application? Yes, you should say that I know what job application is, because they are talking about the cover letter. All right. So when we talk about the cover letters are generally written by the person whosoever is applying for the position. I repeat, the one who is applying for the position. It could be for the position of class representative. It could be for the position of sales executive. It could be for the position of intern. It could be for the position of a trainee. It could be for the position of a project leader. So there can be different positions for which you people are going to present your cover letter. How should we write a cover letter? This is the sample which you're going to write on a piece of paper with the help of pen. So when you are writing the letter on paper, please remember the first thing that comes is your address, that is from address. In case if you are writing any of the letter on the letterhead where your address is already mentioned, then we do not write from address. Otherwise, whenever we are writing letter on paper, on white paper, that is blank sheet, first thing that you should write is from address, followed by to address. Then comes date. I want you all to focus on these things because these are very, very important. And trust me, boys and girls, if you are willing to score good marks, you should have one single format fixed in your mind. All right, better. So keep this in your mind. So whenever we are talking about the cover letter, in the cover letter on a blank sheet, the first thing that you're going to write is dash. What are you going to write? If you're writing it on the blank sheet, the first thing that you're going to write on the white paper would be dash. Are you going to write the other person, the receiver's letter, or your address? Very good. It would be from address, right? Say for example, if Abhijit is writing the letter, Abhijit will write his letter. If Shubham Arman is writing the letter, then it would be written by Shubham. Abhishek Kumar, receiver, is the person to whom you're going to send. So it's not the receiver, dear. It is the person who is drafting the letter. All right. So yes, Arav, yes, Sudhanshu, it would be your address. Correct, Abhishek. It would be your address that you're going to write first. And if you are writing on cover letter, if you are writing a cover letter, I'm sorry, if you're writing a cover letter on a letterhead, how are you going to start? Are you going to write from address? If you are writing the letter on letterhead, are you going to write from address? No. Very true, Sakshi. Why you don't write from address? Reason being, your address is already mentioned on the letterhead, right? So therefore, you will skip from address when you are writing the letter on dash. What are you going to fill the blank with? What are you going to fill the blank with? Are you going to write your letter on a white sheet? Your address, if you're writing the letter on a white sheet, are you going to write your address? You said yes. But when you're writing the letter, when you're writing this letter on dash, you do not write your address. What is it? The answer is Atul Kumar Pandey. It's not headline, dear. Dheeraj Kumar. It's not cover. Please remember, it is letterhead. All right. Everybody should know this. The word letterhead. This is again a management term which everybody should know. Say, for example, if you are a BCA student, you are thinking of starting your own entrepreneurship, or you are a BBA student and you want to start your own business. The first thing that you're going to design is your logo. You will have your website, you will have your office, isn't it? And all these informations you are going to mention on the letterhead. And that is the reason why, as your address is already mentioned on the letterhead, please remember, from address is not required. What are you going to start with? You are going to start with to address. That is, you're going to talk about the person, you're going to talk about the address of that particular person, then date comes the next, then followed by the subject, that is cover letter. So whenever we are writing the cover letter, keep this in your mind. You should say that what it includes. It includes the cover letter, includes the resume of the fresher, or you can say cover letter for the position of, for the position of an intern, applying for the position of an intern, or applying for the job as intern. So keep this in your mind. So the subject line may vary, and that subject line should be very clearly identified. Then comes the main letter. If you're writing email, I repeat, if you're writing email, this will be eliminated. All right, dear, please remember, this will be eliminated. Even date will be eliminated, because date and time, they are default setting in email, isn't it? You need not write date, you need not write address. Instead of address, what is it that you're going to write? Instead of address, you are going to write the email ID or email address of the person. All right. Then comes the subject line, and from the main body, that is from here onwards, you're going to write in the subject column. So please remember, as we have already discussed many a times, whenever we are writing any formal letter, the first paragraph will be brief introduction with the purpose. I repeat, brief introduction with purpose. The second paragraph would be explanation, and the third would be the conclusion. All right. Always remember, the body of the letter is always divided into three parts: intro or purpose, then comes explanation, and then finally the conclusion. All right, dear. And then comes the complimentary close. That is, you are going to give your salutation and then it's going to end over here. These are the beginning salutation, and this is the ending salutation. So this is the cover letter which everybody must know to write. If you're applying for any job, if you're applying for any position, if you're applying for any kind of role, you should know how to write the cover letter. Without cover letter, generally the way you people send me the presentation, what is it that you generally write whenever you are sending the presentation? The information that is written by you, sometimes you just write like you paste your attachment, and there is no email at all. Now, what should I consider? Have you seen me writing any email without the body part? I don't understand why the problem with you people is in drafting letters. You people don't draft letters. You just share the attachment. Now, who is sharing the attachment? What is the purpose of sharing the attachment? What number of assignment it is? When it is to be submitted? Are you crossing the deadline? So, is there any apology letter, or is there any kind of message which talks about apology? Nothing. The only thing that you people do in general is, while sharing the email, I'm talking about the emails, the general emails that I receive from students like you all, you just mention your name in the subject line, or presentation, or CE presentation, or assignment, and then you attach the file. Where is the letter? So could you all understand the mistake that you people do? Right? So keep this in your mind. This is not the right way of writing emails. If you are really willing to write proper emails better, you should know address must, subject line must, then comes the letter. Dear ma'am or dear sir, what is it that you are trying to convey? Say, for example, if you are attaching any assignment, dear ma'am or sir, I am enclosing my assignment number 3, or please find attached assignment number 3. The due date was on so and so. My apologies as I could not send it on time. Request you to kindly accept or consider it as a valid one. So you should write the letter. Letter is missing. And generally, what is it that you people write? You just share your name in the subject line, or you write everything in the subject line and nothing is mentioned in the body part. So you have to keep all these things in your mind. We are going to do regular exercises would be given the once when we are going to have once when we are going to finish off our syllabus. Then you people will get lots of practice assignments wherein you people are going to practice how to write email and how to send emails. All right. So for the time being, I want you all to understand, whenever you are writing the cover letter, please remember, you're going to talk about from where did you get the information about the position. All right. You might have received the information from the training and placement officer. You might have received the information from the job portal, that is like naukri.com, shines.com, timesjob.com, or you might have received the information while you were reading the newspaper. All right. So you should mention from where did you get the information and for which position you are applying. What is your basic qualification? Why the company should hire you? When I say hire you, it doesn't mean only hiring for the final position. They may hire you even as an intern. They may hire you as a trainee. They may hire you as a project person, a person who is into project, the one who is handling the project as a live project member. So therefore, you should keep in your mind. So why they should engage you, why they should give you the opportunity of getting associated with that particular organization, what are the qualities that you are having, you should mention about it. And finally, when you are writing, and that is when you are ending up, you should talk about your name, your email address or contact number, or you can give your personal contact number, something like that. But please mention, remember that there is a method of writing cover letter. So everybody, I hope you could all understand. Intro plus purpose is the first paragraph. Intro plus purpose. The second paragraph talks about detailed explanation of who you are, what is it that you know, what are the skill sets that you are having, and finally the conclusion. All right. So body part of the letter. If anybody asked you, or the body of the letter is divided into how many parts, what would be your answer? Quickly in the chat box. I'm waiting for your responses. Very good, Shubham Arman. Purpose, details or explanation, and then finally conclusion. Yes. And even remember, when you are talking about your self-introduction better, self-introduction also will get included along with the purpose. All right. So I hope everybody could understand how a cover letter looks like. All right. So if you are writing a cover letter, after writing the cover letter, what are you going to do? You're going to include, you're going to attach your resume. Is this okay with everyone? Could you all understand why ma'am is saying resume? Please remember this. Resume, because you are applying for the position of either intern, either as an intern or the trainee or for some particular job. But once when you qualify your masters, and when you are working as a teacher or as a professor, then what is it that you're going to attach? Will you attach resume or CV? What would be your response? Very good, Abhishek. That was a quick response. Rightly stated, yes, you are going to attach your CV. Excellent. So I hope everybody now knows what is the difference between resume and CV. So you can see here that when we talk about interview types, we have already discussed this. Do you remember the report writing? And when we were talking about collection of data, the data could be collected even in the form of interviews, which could be structured or unstructured. To give you once again a brief, structured interviews are those interviews where same kind of questions would be asked to all the applicants. There are two or three questions, and the same two or three questions as an interviewer, the interviewer will ask to all the applicants. So such kind of interview is called as structured. Whereas when we talk about unstructured interview, please remember, unstructured interviews are those interviews wherein every applicant will get different question. Say for example, to Sakshi, Neha, I'm asking some different question. But when Ismail entered into my room, I started asking him different questions. When Sakshi Kumari was entering into the room to appear for the interview process, I asked different questions. Similarly, with Aditya Kishore, I asked different questions. What kind of interview it would be? Will it be structured or unstructured if I'm asking different questions to different candidates? Very good, Dheeraj. Yes, it would be unstructured, right, beta? And when we ask the same kind of question, then it would be structured. So, what are the ways in which we can conduct the interview? The questions could be structured and unstructured, but it could be conducted in different way. One-on-one interview means one person who is going to ask question, one person who's going to answer all those questions. All right, one interviewer, one interviewee. That is, there is one applicant, one candidate who is sitting in front of the interviewer. So this is an example of one-on-one interview. In group interview, what is going to happen? There will be two or three people. Say, for example, there will be HR manager, there will be a technical person, there will be a sales manager, and then there will be a candidate who has to answer the questions that are asked by the group people or the panelist. So please remember, one-on-one, one person asking question, there is one person who is answering the question. In group interview, there will be many number of people. There can be two, there can be three, there can be four, and then there will be one applicant who has to answer all those questions. Stress interview. Now, the job that a manager is going to do, yes, of course, Aditya rightly stated. Yeah, whenever we are talking about UPSC interview process, not only UPSC, any kind of job where your roles will be helping multiple level of people. So, for example, whenever you are going to work with an organization and your work will be impacting multiple level of people, then generally the kind of interview that is conducted is panel interview. All right, please remember, this is called as panel interview. Now, stress interviews are those interviews, dear, where people will check how much tolerance you are having, how much patience you are having. Do you lose your temper very soon? Do you have the art of managing your anger? Can you have the patience within you so that you can take up the responsibilities in the right way? So, these are the questions where they will always challenge your skills like anger, time, sometimes patience, sometimes tolerance. Sometimes they will also ask you some silly questions. And then you think that why are they asking all these silly questions? How do you handle even the silly questions? Again, this is a part of stress. Sometimes even if you give the right answers, they will say, no, no, your answer is wrong. Why? Because they want to see whether you, how are you comfortable, are you confident, are you good at communication, to make them understand, to prove that whatever you have stated is right or wrong. So keep this in your mind. Stress interviews are those kind of interview where people are checking your level of tolerance. People are testing your patience level. All right. Yes. And they also check, very true, dear. They also check your common sense and presence of mind by asking certain logical question, tricky question. They may give you a puzzle to solve and then they ask you to solve it. All right. So yes, rightly stated, Abhijit. These are again stress-based interview. Computer assisted interview. How many of you know that online exams are conducted? CAT, MAT, ZAT, IIT online exam. Have you heard about all these? Yes. So whenever there is a computer, there is a system, and the system is conducting the interview process related to mathematics, related to logical and reasoning, related to verbal ability, such kind of, very true, Dheeraj Kumar, very rightly stated. Computer assisted interviews are generally seen when you are watching KBC. Very good, excellent. So yes, these are example of computer assisted interview. Virtual interview. During COVID-19, many of the applicants, they could not go to office, nor the officials who are working in the office, they could call or they could go to office to conduct the interview process. What did they do? They took the help of video, they took the help of Skype, Zoom, or Google Meet, or even Microsoft Team, or Webex, or Cisco. There were different platforms which are used in order to connect the person so that virtually you are there to give your interview process. All right. So these are the different types of interview process. Could you all understand all five? Yes. Better that would be absolutely unstructured. Atul Kumar Pandey, whenever we talk about stress interview, it would be unstructured, because same kind of questions, if they ask to every applicant, probably first person, if he or she could not answer, the other person will come with proper preparation, isn't it, dear? So generally in stress interview, what do? They ask unstructured question. In fact, in most of the job interviews, whenever you are appearing for the job interview, starting they are going to do with structure, but later on then they are going to add certain unstructured. So please remember, it's not every time that structured questions only would be asked or unstructured questions would be asked. There can be a combination of structure plus unstructured. All right, like introduction, introduce yourself. This will be asked to everyone. Why did you do BBA or BCA? Again, they may ask you the same kind of question with every student. But after that, based on your internship, based on your projects, based on your work that you have done in college, doing up the different events, taking up different responsibilities, the questions may vary from candidate to candidate. So keep this in your mind, better, that there will be many a times, or in general, we can say in often, the interview type would be structured questions plus unstructured questions. All right. So during internship, of course, many a times they ask structured questions. Same kind of question would be asked to all. But in general, whenever you are looking for a job, whenever you are looking for, even when you are proposing your business plan, when you are when you are presenting your ideas, even when you are talking about your business ideas, then the questions that would be asked would be structured plus unstructured. I hope everybody could understand the difference between all the different types of interview. One on one interview, one interviewer, one interview. Group interview, number of people who are going to ask question with one candidate. Stress interview, there can be different kinds of interview, which is in general trying to test your skills of confidence, communication, patience, tolerance, and how logical you are, how mature you are. Then comes computer assisted interviews and virtual interviews. In case if you could not understand any of them, you have an opportunity to get your doubts cleared if you could understand all five. Quickly in the chat box, five. I want to see five if you could understand all the different types of interview, and you will be able to explain in your own words, I believe, right? So please remember, these are the different types of interview process. So when we talk about the preparation, now when you are sitting for any interview, even for internship or for training or for job, please remember, preparation is the key to your success. If you do not prepare, you cannot get through the interview process. So stage one, when we talk about preparation, it says you should know your resume. You should prepare your resume. You have to update your resume. Say, for example, after your first semester, you all prepared your resume, but you are using this resume in your fourth semester. Do you think the same resume can be used even when you are in fourth semester? The resume that you have prepared in first, can we use the same in fourth semester? Yes? No? Why? Because by the time when we reach fourth semester, we might have done lot many things, isn't it? There can be a couple of mini projects that you might have done. So you should remember all these. Updating resume is very important. Virtual interviews, Smile, are those interviews which are conducted with the help of internet, webcam, and where the interviewer is at some other place. The person who is answering those questions are at other place. All right. So like WhatsApp call, do you call your family members, do you call your friends via WhatsApp, right? Do you use WhatsApp in order to call your friend? What is it? It's a kind of interview call, right? So if that is informal, whereas when you are conducting interview in a formal way, it is called as virtual. All right, better keep this in your mind. So moving ahead, prepare certain questions better. Know what kind of questions they are going to ask. Yes, the classes that we are conducting, online classes, these are virtual. Why we don't show our videos? Reason being very simple, Swati. The internet facility. That say for example, if you are showing your video all the time, the net the speed of your internet. Sometimes that may be a problem. Even the data that you are using may get exhausted very soon. That is the reason, though this is virtual, but still, as a teacher, I don't show up my video. And as a student, even we request our students not to show up their video because that saves your data. All right, dear. But yes, you rightly stated, Swati, that this is a kind of virtual session. Online and virtual are one and the same. So please work out, as I said, coming back to the stage one of the interview process, that is preparation. Know your resume, prepare your resume time and again, prepare certain questions and also prepare their answers. If you are going to give offline where you have to go to office, then your dress should be the right one. You cannot wear accidental jeans and you cannot wear torn shoes, and you cannot say that this is the style, so therefore this is trending, so I will go and appear for the interview process in the same way. You have to be in your formal attire. You have to do a proper rehearsal of it. All right, and when you do the rehearsal, whenever we are talking about rehearsals, you should remember that we have to give a mock interview. We should ask questions. Yes, beta, college dress code is again a formal one, and that is the reason you will see that most of the time when you are appearing for the interview process, in many colleges they force student or they make it a rule that you should always go in your college dress. Otherwise, even if you're not wearing your college uniform, but if you know how to carry yourself in a proper formal dress, you can definitely proceed ahead. You can definitely wear a formal dress and you can appear for the interview process. As I said, prepare certain questions. There are certain common questions that are asked by the interviewer. So we all know what are those common questions. We should always anticipate. They may ask me to introduce myself. So I should know how to answer that particular question. They may ask me why I pursued BBA or BCA. So I should prepare an answer accordingly. They may ask me why I want to do this particular job. So I should prepare accordingly. You should also prepare a strategy in case if they are going to conduct stress interview. Again, that was going to help you. Please remember, why should we hire you is the job description. They will already give you. Say, for example, if you all must have gone through the internship, the letter that I have shared related to semantic, right? Semantic EduTech Private Limited. When you have gone through the Google form, in the Google form, they have already mentioned, Shubham Arman, that what is it that they are looking for. So if somebody is asking you, why should we hire you? You should tell the answer from those things that, sir, you are looking for a person who is very good at communication skill, who can handle the social media communication in a proper way. And that is the reason why I think I can be a right person in handling such kind of situation, because I do have a blog, I write different blogs, or I am I'm very active on Instagram, I'm very active on Facebook, or I'm very active on Twitter or LinkedIn. These are the way that you're going to answer why should we hire you. So therefore, please remember, why should we hire you? For this, you should know what job description is. And I believe that everybody these days, you people are knowing what job description is. All right. But we are going to do in detail about it, dear. I'm not going to explain you in detail because next semester we are going to do lot many activities related to this. All right. So we should know what job description is. Job description talks about what is it that the company is looking for. So if you are trying to answer why should we hire you, it would be from the job description. So I hope, Shubham, I cleared your doubt, beta. So plan your strategy for stress, right, dear? And then at the same time, you should also know that what is the requirement of the organization? What is it that the organization is looking for? All right, who they are. So for this, you should know the name of the company, how old the company is, the founder of the company, the job that they are offering, and what are the eligibility criteria. So when you know all these, this is called as stage one. Then comes stage two. Whenever you are going to appear for the interview process, should see your, if it is virtual, then you should check your data. Then you should check the like connectivity of your internet. You should always reach on time if you are going like physically, if you are visiting to the office. Always remember, work out on your body language, work out on handshake, posture, eye contact. Always carry the positive smile, because the person will always get impressed with your looks. The first thing that they are going to look is your appearance. So work out on your appearance. When you are appearing for the interview process, you should know about yourself. You should be very honest while answering. Don't give wrong answers. Don't bluff the statements. If, for example, you don't know the answer, but still, if you say that, sir, I know I did, but I am forgetting it right now, that's not the right way. If you know, say, yes, I know. If you do not know, admit it that I don't know the answer. Can you ask me something else? So please remember, be very honest and sincere. Talk about yourself, but do not talk too much. Don't give extra or unnecessary clarification. Try to explain your answers with example. Try to know about yourself so that you can sell yourself. When I say selling yourself, that means you should make the other person convinced that yes, you are the right candidate. And you should be always presenting your answers in an interesting way. All right. Please remember, these all we are going to do practically in our second semester. All right. And finally, when we talk about the final stage of the interview, always remember, observe the body language of the interviewer, the one who is conducting your interview, because of his or her body language, you will come to know whether you are convincing him or her. Always be very thankful to the person for giving their precious time. Also, at the end, if you have any valid questions, don't check their knowledge, don't check the interviewer skill, but yes, if you have any valid question, you can definitely ask, or you can ask them about the feedback. All right. Please remember, the way you are going to appear the interview is always through these 7 steps. Step 1, your impression should be the right one. Answer to the questions based on the question, it should be to the point. Work out on your communication skill, work out on your thinking process. Most of the time, I have seen students, they believe they know everything. And again, that is a problem. Even if you know what is wrong, if you prepare once again, you have to check your mannerism. Are you polite or not? Are you high headed? Are you a person who is overconfident? Because once when you are presenting your overconfidence, nobody would like to hire you. Reason being, when you're working in a team, you should be a good listener. And a person who is overconfident will never listen to others. So please remember, work out on your attitude, work out on your manner, work out on your appearance, develop the proper eye contact. And always remember, preparation is key to your success. You have to prepare. Preparing, preparation starts from your resume, writing the cover letter, sending the cover letter, waiting for the interview call. Once when the interview call is done, once when you know that yes, today is my interview process, you should be very well prepared. Know about the company, know about yourself. You can take a rehearsal, that is called as mock interview. You can develop a good impression by working on your appearance, by working on your dress, by working on your language, by working on your attitude and mannerism. When you do all these, no one is going to reject your candidature. All right. That's all in today's class. I hope everybody now could at least understand. A glimpse is there in your mind that when we talk about interview process, interview is something wherein we are talking about our skills, sharing about our skills with others. Rightly stated, Dheeraj, first impression is the lasting impression. It's not the last, it is the lasting impression. So you have to create your first impression always in a possible way. All right. If you do not understand any of the thing, you should be very humble. Say, for example, I asked you a question and you don't know the answer. Be very humble, be very polite in your answer and say that, sorry, sir, or sorry, ma'am, I don't know the answer. Can you please ask me something else? Or can you allow me to try? If you want to try, then you should say, can I try? Can I recall and can I try? They will give you the like option. They may change the question or they may ask you to reply based on your experiences. So don't be a bluff master. Be very sincere, be very honest, and always present your best. And when we talk about speaking skills, Zia Hussein, remember one thing. If you really want to work out on your speaking skill, start reading loudly every day for minimum 20 minutes. Record my voice. I am telling you, I said read only for 20 minutes every day and practice this for minimum 90 days. 3 months regularly if you are reading something loudly. I'm not saying reading with eyes, I'm saying you to read loud so that your ears can listen to what you are reading. After 3 months, you will see that you'll be surprised. In fact, you will be amazed by when you will come to know that, oh my God, these are the different words that I have come to know just by reading, because your memory is going to lock them. Your memory is going to store all those new words that you are reading loud. And then you should start doing conversation with your friend, the best buddy. Like, say for example, if you're talking about speaking skill, you can help yourself. These days you have this beautiful gadget called Android smart mobile phone, wherein you can record your own voice, you can record your own expression. So you have to work out on yourself by doing or by putting the efforts so that you can improve your speaking skills. Take different topics. Say for example, if I talk about tomorrow, Christmas. Why people celebrate Christmas? Everybody knows it as the birthday of Jesus Christ. But why do we celebrate the birthday of Jesus Christ? Why are we not celebrating birthday of every other person? Why they don't celebrate your father's birthday or my father's birthday? Why are they celebrating Jesus Christ's birthday? You should know the logic, because he was the man who had thought about the human being. He was the man who had saved the humanity. Not in India, of course, it did not happen in India, but of course, it had happened in some other part of the world. And that is the reason all the great personalities, whosoever were thinking about the welfare of the society, we celebrate their birthday. Like, for example, when we talk about Mahatma Gandhi ji, Jawaharlal Nehru, when we talk about the other personalities, like even from our mythology, we celebrate Ram Navami, we celebrate Muhammad Prophet's birthday. Why do we celebrate these birthdays? Because they are the people who were thinking about the betterment. So Zia, what I'm trying to say is, dear, give a topic to yourself. First you have to prepare a content. Don't prepare a lengthy content, again you will get bored. So only 5 sentences, 10 sentences, and after that prepare, read it for 4 times, 5 times, and then start saying it without looking into it. That is extempore. So automatically this will help you to improve your skills of speaking. All right, beta, I hope everybody could now understand about the interview technique. And I certainly believe that in upcoming days, in the forthcoming days, you people are going to work out on your skills, and you people will definitely prove yourself as the best one. Here is the link for your attendance. Request you all to kindly get your attendance mark. All right, take care of yourself. Have a fantastic Christmas Eve, and even